favorites. What are your favorite series? I mean, there's a lot of great coins issued with the U.S. Mint over the last couple of hundred years, right? The U.S. Mint opened in 1793. Next year, we're celebrating USA 250. Lots and lots of history. So you have the beautiful 2-cent and 3-cent pieces. How about those weird denominations? You have the Shield nickels, the Buffalo nickels, the Walking Liberty halves. We have 62 years of Kennedys. My two favorites, what I collect, well, I collect large cents because I just think those big giant coppers are gorgeous. But my other favorite is the largest silver coin in our colonial era. We didn't have a silver dollar back then, so that means it had to be a half dollar. It is known as the bust design. But when you see how beautiful they are in high grade, it is worth every moment of the great American coin hunt. Tonight, I got a handful available for a short conversation. These are some of my favorites. Here we go. So as I referenced, when the U.S. Mint opened in 1793, we made a couple of different coins. The half cent and the large cent were the first coins, and we even made a dollar and a couple of other things. But in 1804, the dollar ended. And it did not come back until the 1830s, after this series was gone. So the largest silver coin in circulation during our colonial period was the Colonial bust half dollar. It was issued from 1807 through 1836. Great pieces of our history. The designs are very straightforward, very simple, and when you see them in high grade, like the coin you're seeing here, wow. The reverse designs actually have a couple of different. You're going to see the word 50 cent, 50C period. You'll see the word half dollar typed out, right? The consistency is all of them have reeded edges. Because, well, how do I make a half dollar? By getting a bunch of half dollars and shaving the edge, and nobody knows the difference because nobody weighs them. So the U.S. Mint puts the reeded edge on all these big silvers, trying to create something for the consumer to know that, well, they're protected. But remember, at this time in history, 1 cent copper was worth 1 cent of copper. A 50-cent piece in silver was worth 50 cents in silver. So as a result, it was just a trading of precious metals that have a figure on it. 5 cent, 10 cent, 50 cent. So the big eagle, the big giant shield on its chest, you know quality when you can see that detail. Let's discuss the word super slider. Because it's actually, the technical name is about uncirculated, AU. And our coins are going to be that 53 to 55 on the numeric scale. 0 to 59 is circulated, so the higher you get, the better the coin. 60 is where uncirculated coins start. These coins are very pricey when you get to mint state 60. So we call them super sliders because both Don, my colleague for many, many years before he passed, and myself, we both talk fast. Nature of the beast for talking for 5 or 6 hours on a coin show. But if I say, let's talk about uncirculated as a coin, is it about uncirculated grade as a coin, or am I talking about uncirculated as the coin? Same 3 words have 2 different grades and 2 very distinct value relationships. So we decided to take our AU quality coins and call them super sliders, so nobody thinks they're getting an uncirculated coin by when I pause in my break. Not our intention. I'd love to be able to show you some beautiful mint state 60 examples. You're just not going to see them for anywhere close to this price. My competition sells Colonial American half dollars. These beautiful bust half dollars is the design name, right? And in fine condition, which is a 12, these are 53 to 55s. They're between $2.25 and $2.99, which is not a horrible price. Again, the last show I bought 2 of these. The show before that, 1 or 2. You never find 7, 8, or 9 of them. If you do, it's like, it's that day and I've gone to heaven and they showed me a bunch of these coins. That's the feeling, because you don't see them. But At that time, they were the largest coin in circulation, which explains why we don't see them. So tonight, here's how the deal works. I'm sorry, I've been rambling, but I love this. If you buy one, you'll get a date, obvious. If you buy multiples, I got 3 or 4 different dates in inventory right now. So if you buy 3 coins, you'll get 3 different years. You buy 4, probably 4 different years. You buy 5, probably 5 different years. Beyond that, I'm just going by my memory of the last 3 months, and I forgot what color socks I wore yesterday. Ha ha. Now, they're a gorgeous grouping of coins, all dating from the 1820s and 1830s. But when you start getting into the higher grade, you can see E pluribus unum. You can see the detail in the shield and the lines on the shield. You can read the word liberty across her brow. But when you look at the open face, it's not where in the background. It is open, beautiful fields in the background. They also are called super sliders because Don's phrase was, you look at it once quickly, it looks unk, and you go on. It slides by. Not intended. We're talking about what it really is, where, well, guess what? Send it into NG or PC or one of the grading services. These should come back 53 to 55. You might get higher. That's never a bad thing, but you're going to get the quality. For the same grouping of coin you're seeing in front of you, right? The 34 right here, $6.99. And it doesn't look as nice. Theirs are more XF-ish, which is still a beautiful coin. The difference when you get to this AU, about uncirculated, is huge. And I'm always a big fan of where the pocket, where the value really makes sense. Bad pun. Guys, give me a 1-minute clock before I go there. Thank you very much. So, you have circulated, you have uncirculated, and then the closer you get to unk, the quality is like this, right? The question for value is if an uncirculated is multiple thousands of dollars, and a circulated coin is multiple hundreds of dollars, if an AU is 1,000, 1,200, you'd say, well, it's kind of like right in the middle. Then I buy what I can afford. I look at it as this. I can get a coin that's this rare, this gorgeous, and it's close to the circulated price versus the uncirculated multiple $1,000 price. And that's the huge difference. That 1928, $649. Just love this stuff. So again, going back to my comments earlier, yes, I have true loves in collecting. The large cent, the bust have, they're my things. I love them all. I got a bunch of, I'm a hoarder like all of you are. I just love the history behind American coins. The question, however, is when can I find one I can afford, and when can I get these early ones at the right price? Well, that time is right now. So pick up that phone, give us a call.